All right, good morning. So I ended up camping down here by Lake Anne. Beautiful, nice little lake to camp by. I considered doing more night hiking, but I just saw this and it seemed really nice. And actually camping here, like I camped quite close to the lake, so it was obviously a bit cold because camping close to water often gets cold and I got a lot of condensation as well. But it was nice. When I got here, it was fully dark, but it was really cool with the stars. And actually lying in bed at night and looking up at these cliffs or mountains, and with the stars above, was just incredible. Like the stars were insane last night. Actually, some of the craziest stars I've ever seen. I thought, I don't know. I feel like maybe I just think that every time that I see the stars, but yeah, the stars were really cool. And you could see that kind of like band of the Milky Way, and it slowly moves across the night sky. And at the beginning of the night, it was kind of like right near the cliffs, and then it was moving closer and closer to, well, the other side of the horizon. But yeah, anyway, it was a really nice night. I slept pretty well. But yeah, let me give you a better idea of the view. So I'm actually all packed up already. Here's my little pack. I've pretty much run out of food, but I'm only like 15 miles from town, so I'll be in town in like I don't know, 5 hours or something. I got a little bit of food. I don't have like a full day of food with me. And so the pass that I came over, called Lake Ann Pass, was right up there. And there's actually a cornice of snow up there, which I had to cross. I crossed on the edge where it wasn't really a cornice. A cornice is like a ledge of snow which can collapse if you walk on it. So I went round the side and was cautious about it, but it was a bit difficult in the night time. But yeah, there you go, that's it. Alright, so I haven't actually given an update in a couple hours now because basically it started raining and it was raining on and off for about 2 hours. Nothing too bad though. The rain got kind of heavy for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes or something, where it was like heavy rain and also some hail. But you know, it's pretty typical for Colorado. There was some thunderstorms and stuff, but seems to be clearing up now actually. So basically, I'm heading up this pass. It's called Hope Pass. So last night, I went over Lake Ann Pass, and this is Hope Pass. This one is a bit of a bigger climb. Basically, you're going from like 10,000 feet to like 12,500. So you're gaining 2,500 feet of elevation in just about like 2 miles. So more than 1,000 feet per mile, which is pretty much as steep as the CDT gets. Like I haven't really seen anywhere the trail gets any steeper than this. But honestly, most of the CDT is like pretty well graded. Like, you know, there are climbs and you do a lot of elevation throughout the day, but usually it's fairly gradual. But you do seriously, I mean, you feel it. Like trying to get up 2,500 feet in 2 miles at this altitude where there's, you know, less oxygen in the air or whatever. It's definitely a noticeable climb. It takes a while. So anyway, I'm like halfway up the climb, and it was still really cloudy and raining a little bit. So I decided to just take shelter under this tree, and I had some Idahoan mashed potatoes. You know, I have a lot of those. I usually have like one bag of mashed potatoes each day. But I also found this taco seasoning. Yeah, just like some seasoning mix. I found this in a hiker box. So anyway, I added it to the mashed potatoes. It's actually really nice. It's a good addition because after a while you start getting bored of the mashed potatoes. Like I eat the mashed potatoes with usually I'm a big like meat and potatoes kind of guy. So like I'll have you know, like pepperoni, beef jerky, or fish like tuna or salmon or something with my mashed potatoes. But the flavour gets a bit bland after a while. So anyway, this has been pretty nice. I might experiment with some other stuff later. Alright, so I've made it up and over Hope Pass, and in that last clip that I showed you, you could see twin lakes down at the bottom of this mountain basically, or down the climb. You can see twin lakes. So that's where I'm heading to now, and should only take maybe a couple hours to get there. And also the mountains in the distance that you can see, one of them is definitely Mount Albert, which is the highest peak in the Rockies, and I'm hoping to summit that tomorrow morning if all goes to plan. Usually the weather's nice in the morning. Maybe I'll even try and actually reach the summit for sunrise. We'll see. But yeah, the plan for right now is just get down to Twin Lakes and get some food. Alright, so down there in the distance, I'll zoom in, you can see Twin Lakes. And then on the horizon, I don't know how well you can see, But yeah, there are some mountains in the distance, and one of those is Albert. It's hard to tell what the highest peak is when you're just looking at them. A lot of them are similar height, but whichever one's the tallest is Mount Albert, so that's the one I'm planning to summit tomorrow. Alright, so I'm on my way up Mount Albert right now. I'm not planning to summit, of course. It's kind of late now. It's I think it's almost 8 p.m. now, but I'm on the trail and planning to basically get close to the tree line and then camp somewhere before the tree line ends. And then tomorrow morning I'm planning to get up very early, like maybe like 4:30 or something, so that I can do that last push to the peak of Mount Albert before sunrise. I'm hoping that I can actually reach the peak of Mount Albert. And so Mount Albert is the highest peak in the Rockies. It's not the highest peak in America. The highest peak in America is in Alaska, and that's Mount Denali. And then it's not the highest peak in the lower 48, as in like the US states, excluding Alaska, Hawaii, whatever. The highest peak in the lower 48 is Mount Whitney, which is just slightly higher than this peak, and that's in California, in the Sierra. But yeah, Mount Albert is the second highest peak in the lower 48, but it's the highest peak in the Rockies. So it's the highest peak on the Continental Divide, basically the mountain range that runs along here. So it's higher than any of the peaks in the Canadian Rockies, pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I got a burger from like a little food truck. I can't remember what the food truck was called actually, but basically I got a burger called the CDT burger. It said CDT burger requested by hikers, and it was a big burger. It was pretty good actually. It really hit the spot, you know. And I'm sorry to any vegans that watch these videos, because I know I eat a lot of meat on this trail, but I do feel like I get quite a strong craving for meat when I'm out for a long time, and I don't know, it just feels like a strong craving. But anyway, I got it was like a double patty, 2 beef patties, and like just stacked with pulled pork as well. So it's like a double patty, pulled pork, pepper jack cheese, and then like onion, tomato, lettuce, and like maybe barbecue sauce or something like that. It was a good burger. And then when I was at the little general store getting some food for my resupply, I actually bumped into some friends who I hadn't seen in a long time. Some people that I hadn't seen since, well, one of them I hadn't seen since Grants in New Mexico. And her name is Nora. I guess her trail name is Manowar, like the Portuguese Manowar or whatever. She's from Hungary, and she's really cool. I talked to her quite a bit actually when I was in Grants, when I was staying at the hostel. And yeah, she's from Hungary. She's done a lot of hiking in Hungary, and she's also done the Israel Trail, and she's done the Pacific Crest Trail. and now she's doing the CDT. She was one of the few people that was willing to try and walk the road for the rest of New Mexico, because after Grants was where the fire closures were, and so the options were either to skip up to Colorado or to walk roads. And I talked to her there in Grants the day before I left on my road walk and the day before she left on hers, and she was taking a different route. And I do remember thinking to myself that her route seemed a little bit tough. She was kind of on a lot of highways, and I don't know, it just seemed a bit more difficult than mine, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, she made it about 50 miles into that road walk, and then she kind of quit. She hitchhiked after that, and she said that she got charged or chased or whatever by 6 different dogs. 6 different occasions, dogs came out, running at her, barking, going crazy off of someone's property, and she was scared she was going to get bitten by a dog. And it sounds like that was the main reason why she actually quit her road walk to Colorado. So pretty serious stuff. Dogs are no joke. Even if it's a small dog, you don't want to get your calf muscle all bitten up by a dog. It's just scary.